Well, good afternoon, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and enthusiasts of voiceover everywhere. Troy W. Hudson, the Voiceover Weekly Stew, is now live, or so I hope. Never can tell. No storms this week, no power outages, but my camera did go right before we started, and right before that countdown hit, I was... Well, let's just say I was hurriedly trying to make sure everything was working right. It's always something, isn't it? But you know what? I've just kind of learned to expect it and roll with it and just move past it because it's going to happen. It's just a matter of how I adjust to it. It is Friday. It is what? It's August 14th already. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Well, I know how Hannah's doing. Hey to Hannah. And so glad you joined me. And right now, currently live on Facebook, on YouTube, I hope, and on LinkedIn. Not completely sure about Facebook at this point. Every week, it's like I try to up the level of difficulty to just challenge myself. It went beyond just the, getting over the butterflies. And just, trying to put myself out there and do something live. Okay, I got over that hurdle. Then, technical issues, got over that hurdle. Well, it's, over the hurdle, kind of tripped over is probably a better way to put it. And so now it's like every week I try to add something that will just make it a little bit more interesting or difficult just to challenge myself to see if I can do it. I am moving windows around right now because... Hey, Rudy, nice to see you. And you are looking at me through Facebook. The level of difficulty thing I was trying to do this time on Restream. Restream is set up in the browser where basically it allows you to multi-stream or multicast to different platforms. So you're not going to just one, but, like I just explained, going to three. Well, I'm trying to do something on the Facebook business page I've got. To try to go to also stream to that too. Maybe I'm biting off a little more than I can chew. I don't know, but I'm going to keep working on it. All right, so I'm kind of moving around, and the camera may be a little bit wonky this fine Friday afternoon. But the point being, the reason that may be, is because I'm trying to see my bullet list so I kind of keep on track with what's going on. Or my semi-organization, because I am printerless this week. I've got an old Epson, I think it's a 280 printer in the other room, and I've had it for years and years. I bought it originally just to have something to print out DVD or CD faces directly on the surface of printable discs. You remember discs, boys and girls? Remember them round, flat things? Some of you do, some of you don't. Anyway, so I bought it for that, but of course I used it as a regular printer too when I stopped doing that and people stopped asking for discs. So, but the printer cartridges on an older printer, as you can well imagine, get more expensive as time goes by, as well as harder to find. And so Amazon was always my go-to place. I think I found them at Office Max once, but there is a total of 6 cartridges inside the printer. Well, if one of them goes, it just throws up this blinking light that says you have to replace this, even though you don't necessarily need that color, and it won't let you print grayscale or black and white. It's real cumbersome to try to get it to do it. So this last time, it popped up a warning this past week. It said my light magenta was empty, and I was thinking, well, I mean, how can I print without light magenta? I use that a lot. So I went online, looked, and the cartridges were like $75 a piece. No, was not going to do that, so I began investigating. And so sometime, I believe next week, a brand new black shiny HP wireless printer, definitely not top of the line because it's not a priority on my list, but good enough to time. Oh, Ellie, there we go, I'm back. Oh, that was weird. I'm trying to move things around because I'm trying to see my bullet list, and I've got a 21-inch HP monitor. There we go. Okay, so I said welcome, and I welcomed you. And the next thing I'm supposed to talk about is, boy, oh boy, it was an extremely busy work week. I ain't kidding you about that. Almost more than I can handle. It was so busy. How busy was it? It was so busy that I did not have any time to send out auditions this past week, just trying to keep up with the current workload. And that's unusual. It's a blessing. Oh, is it a blessing? But it's really unusual to have that kind of a week. And thanks mostly to my wonderful e-learning client, one of my favorite production buddies, EWN in Texas. Shout out to Vivian. Viv, you and the CBT development team, thank you for for bombarding me with e-learning work this week. And I've actually got wrapping up one this afternoon, as well as doing one tomorrow in the 7,000 word range. So thank y'all for making sure I can buy stuff like new printers. We appreciate you. We really do. So I mentioned the printer, the cartridges, reading from the screen, which I can now kind of see. If you see me doing this, it's like, where's it going? I have floating screens on my monitor. Yeah, it's a high quality problem. I agree with you, Rudy. But it is an ebb and flow kind of thing. It's, like I said, it's odd. It's rare to have that. But I am super blessed and not complaining in the least. So if I don't know if you can tell compared to last week or the week before, if you even tuned in. You know what? I want to answer this question because it came up. Hannah asked the question. I want to make sure you can see her comment because, again, I'm moving screens around. Let me resize this a little bit. There we go. The question Hannah asks is, do I like e-learning work? And the answer is yes. And I'm not just saying that because the client may be listening. I actually have a lot of fun doing e-learning work. And sometimes it can be less than entertaining. Sometimes it can be written very dryly simply because of the nature of what the topic may be. But regardless of what it is, I take it really serious because I know that the audience watching the e-learning presentation that I would be narrating, it's very important to them. It is very important to the company they're working for. It's very important for their certifications. It's very important for their careers. And bottom line is, a lot of times some of the stuff I'm doing, it is very important for their safety and for the life of them, of their lives, as well as the lives of their co-workers. So the answer is yes, I really do enjoy doing e-learning work. And you know, I have a passion for it. Education and e-learning, training, things like that. I like to be able to explain kind of the complex stuff and the stuff that's has to be written in a technical form, trying to do it in a very conversational way, if that's what the client wants and if that's the target audience. And in this case, EWN, lots of pipeline workers, people in the field, let's call them blue-collar workers. So very much, but actually this particular group of courses, it is management / blue-collar workers. So it's a lot, it's some admin stuff this particular week, but it's also deals a lot with the process of making sure things are done correctly by the book. So yeah, I do enjoy it a lot. Feeling about 90% well compared to the previous couple of weeks. And I'll tell you what's been going on in my world personally. Back around the first few days of August, something hit me. It felt like it could have been the flu. It felt like a cold on steroids. Essentially fever, headache, fatigue, congestion. So this past week, everything started getting better this past week, probably Sunday, Monday, and actually probably over the weekend, last weekend after the Friday stew. And so I began to feel a whole lot better. And what I started doing was, obviously the work picked up, as I mentioned. I started feeling fine, but I wanted to go get tested for COVID. So I did, excuse me, right on cue. Did not have any cough issues, a couple of sneezing, issues, but nothing major. Mostly the headache, fatigue, congestion, and fever. Just putting that out there for anybody that gets lambasted by this. And the results that I got back in 2 days, which was surprising, was inconclusive. Inconclusive. And I looked at that and I said, well, that certainly helps me know exactly what's going on. Even though I was feeling better, I was thinking, okay, I'm over that part. And so the clinic, or it's actually a CVS pharmacy, called me and they said, Mr. Hudson, the results were inconclusive. I said, yes, I know, I'm looking at the screen. So what does that mean? We couldn't get a positive or a negative reading, so we need to reschedule you to come back in. And they rescheduled me for that day. This was yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday afternoon about 3. And I don't have the results back yet. I feel fine. I feel fantastic. My strength, like I said, everything is about 90% back. I can tell by my voice. I can tell by my energy. I can tell by not having a fever. I had a little bit of a headache this morning, but that's because I walked really hard, which is something else that as my strength came back, I wanted to make sure I got back in to my 56-56 challenge, which is basically 56 straight days of hiking for 5.6 miles at least every single day. And so I got back into that the last 6 days of this week. Yeah, of this week plus. I'm back into doing that now. Watson and I, where are you, Watson? Are you anywhere to be seen? I can't quite tell. I don't want to bring you up if you're not in the shot. Let me see. Are you in the shot? There you are. Hey, Watson. Hey, buddy. Look up here. That's my walking buddy, Watson, and a little stuffed monkey he's got next to him. We'll have more about Watson in a little while, if he's in here, that is. So, yeah, he likes to camp out right there. The black thing you see up there above him is one of the curtains, and if you see that hair right there at the bottom, he oftentimes, yes, that is hair on his backside. Well, on the curtain is what I'm talking about. He actually likes to lay up against that curtain, and he sheds quite a bit. So, yeah, that's what that is on my acoustical blanket right there. Me and the Watson boy, we do a lot of walking. We have been. Ellie, the girl retriever that I'm house sitting for, has not really been feeling the vibe of walking as long as we have been. So we'll have to figure that out as we go. So getting a better work-life balance, that is really important, and I'm excited to say feeling a lot better. And so I know that even if the COVID thing comes back positive, it'll be what I consider a false positive, and I will do my level best to stay away from people. I think the CDC said, not CDC, who? It's CDC, that's who I checked. And they said, I think it's like 10 days from your last fever or symptom. From that point, after that, you should be fine to be around anybody. Nonetheless, I don't want to push it, and I'm not going to try to get anybody sick. Yeah, Watson does have a very cool name. A little behind-the-scenes story about Watson's name. He was named for Deshaun Watson, the super cool Clemson Tiger quarterback from a couple of years back. Can't remember which national championship it was, but he was born about that time, and Deshaun Watson was very popular. And so, being from South Carolina, I did not name him, but his father, so to speak, his human father and human mother named him Watson in honor of Deshaun Watson. So there you go. Work this week. Did some commercials for an industrial outdoor painting company based in South Florida. 7 new VOs for the Top Think YouTube channel. On-hold phone messaging for an eye doctor in Ocala, Florida. A product explainer for 1000bulbs.com. I do a lot of work with them. And numerous other projects. I looked on my calendar right before we started, and I counted 20 different projects and clients this past week. So that's always awesome, that it's not just one or two. And it varied from all over the place. Different sources, so that's pretty cool. What I want to share with you right now is a project I did as this organization has been putting this annual foundation gala on, every year now. This is like the 26th annual one. And this is the first year that they've had to do it virtual or live streaming. They're not going to have live, or they're not going to have like an audience in attendance. So this was a promo I just did for the 26th annual Prevent Cancer Foundation Gala. And it was pretty cool when the guy told me that hired me, who all was going to be in the show, was just like, this is awesome. You will notice one thing. If you know who Dana Bash is, that was one of the names of the people that'll be involved in the gala. The person who sent me the word pronunciation said Dana. And I didn't know any better. I'm ignorant. So I said Dana. So that's the only thing that had to be fixed. I fixed that, sent them a pickup line, and they fixed it. But this was the video they sent me prior to, and I haven't gotten the last final updated one. Ellie Hush, if you want to come in and be on camera, come in here and do it, sweetheart. Anyway, here's the video. It's a short 30-second promo, I think, of the 26th Annual Prevent Cancer Foundation Gala. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 26th Annual Prevent Cancer Foundation Gala, with appearances by His Excellency, the Ambassador of the Netherlands, André Hospels, two-time Grammy-winning singer Lauren Daigle, Max Weinberg of the E Street Band and daughter Ali Rogan, 311, Ernie Hudson, Alejandro Escovedo, Nora O'Donnell, Dana Bash, Jennifer Griffin, and many more. And now, your MC for the evening, Tim Cavanaugh. Come on, let's give it up for Tim. Come on, everybody. So yeah, that was a fun promo to do because they said, do the promo guy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 26th annual. And I gave them variations of it. I did, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And that was too much because I said, this is kind of a classy event. You know what I'm saying? The best part of that, other than saying Ernie Hudson, come on, former Ghostbuster, was Alejandro Escovedo. Alejandro Escovedo. I had to really pull back and not do my really bad Spanish accent. Thank you, Rudy, for chiming in and saying that was nice. It was cool to do that. I will tell you that I get a lot of work from Fiverr. And that was one of the projects I got. That's where that particular job came from. And I want to share a story, an experience that may or may not, a lot of times when Fiverr is brought up in the voiceover world and in comments, it's negative. Anyway. I'm going to enlighten you and kind of share a story that happened to me. I had an order come in, and I've done over 3,000 orders on Fiverr in the last 4+ years. I had an experience with a client on Fiverr this past week where I was sent a script, and they sent me a reference video for the delivery style, which is always helpful. And what I did is I delivered several versions exactly like that particular style. It was kind of like very laid back, like, this is the product and this is what it does. And it was very kind of low key and just like, oh, whatever, kind of shoulder shrug. Okay, got it. All right. Kind of that dude. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I gave them. And the client came back and they said, the read was really good. The delivery was really good, but it was too slow, but everything else was good. So then they asked me for a revision, which you can do because I include that in the cost of everything. One round of revisions, as long as it's not a script change. I'm totally cool with that. If it's a style thing, if it's a speed thing, which falls into that category, a script is a billable revision. Script change is a billable revision. Ellie, please come in here if you want to play. So, because they said it was too slow, I gave them 3 faster versions. So all total at this point, I had given them 4 regular, what they called slow versions, but it was good. And then 3 faster versions in that same style, because they hadn't said anything about the style. They said the style was good. And then they said it was too fast. So I feel like one of the 3 bears. Too hot, too cold, too fast, too slow. Where can we find that just right? But in addition to saying it was too fast the second time, then they said, no, the style is just, there's no soul in it. It's very bland. It's there's no energy in there. And I said, well, that's because the reference you sent me was this particular style. They even said I sounded robotic. I don't get robotic a lot. I don't do robotic. So at that point, I want to call what I call red flags went up because I've heard of this tactic, but never actually experienced it. Like I said, in over 3,000 orders on Fiverr. So they sent me a few insulting messages, and they said that I had not delivered versions, and actually ended up, the question Jim has is, am I a Fiverr Pro? And the answer is no. I did apply for their program, and they said, even though I'd made what I made, and anyway, it hasn't affected me any. I'm doing quite well on Fiverr. But no, I'm not in the Fiverr Pro category, Jim, but that's a good question. But I did, which actually is a good transition, Jim, because the level I'm at as a top-rated seller on Fiverr, have been for the last 2.5 years, is they gave me what's called a Fiverr Success Manager. And this Fiverr Success Manager named Chris Banachek, I contacted him about this, and I said, look, I know what's going to happen here. The client wants to cancel the order. I've delivered multiple versions of this voiceover. Now they're changing their tune. They do not want to pay a revision fee because they've changed the direction. They're saying all these negative, bad things. Fiverr looks at the dialogue that you have in your messages in orders, so they could track what was going on. And so it set off red flags for them too. So what Chris did is he took the bull by the horns. Fiverr did cancel the order. I believe the client did get their money refunded, even though they had done what they did. Normally, that means I would be out the money for that particular project. But Chris went to bat, and he said, no, in this particular case, you will get paid, and it will come out of Fiverr. I guess they have a fund or something. I'm not sure. But they paid me directly, even though the client was kind of let off the hook for their bad behavior. Now, you can look at that and go, come on. I mean, understand from their point of view. I get it. I'm guessing they looked at the track record of this particular client, and this may have been an exception. They haven't been on there that long. They want them to buy more. I get that. That's the only reason I can think of. They want their experience to be good. And in this case, it was less than exceptional. Even though I hadn't done anything, I kind of sort of get it, even though it kind of bothered me. So anyway, but the main point was I got my money from Fiverr. And the moral to that is it helps to have somebody in your corner that actually cares about your success. The Fiverr Success Manager, Chris Banachek, dude, shout out to you for going to bat and going above and beyond. Ooh, I'm excited to announce, finally, I will be the guest storyteller on Learning Ally Reads Aloud. And I think, there we are. It will be on their Facebook page live coming up Monday, August 17th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook Live. And I will be reading the story, If I Ran... What's on the screen, Troy? Why are you showing it? Well, because I want to show it twice, because I really have the book, because I'll be reading from it. If I Ran the Rainforest, and it's a really cool Dr. Seuss rhyming book, and it was written by Bonnie Worth and illustrated by Aristides Ruiz. I think I have that right. They'll correct me if I'm wrong. But I will be the guest storyteller for Learning Ally Reads Aloud, Monday, August 17th at 4 p.m. You can find them on Facebook. Just type in Learning Ally. And the little symbol you'll see right there is, I think the mouse is on the screen. Ooh, where's the mouse? Where's the mouse? Oh, here it is. Okay. So 4 p.m. Eastern Time live Monday is where it'll be. So I'm looking forward to that. What I've got right now is I've got a fun boxing that will lead me to a major thing that I've decided to do. And this particular box is kind of on the heavy side. Oh, anybody want to see? No, we'll do that later. Ugh. All right, I want you to see I have record of this. This is how this came in the mail. Yeah, it was kind of, I thought maybe it had been attacked, but no, it wasn't attacked. Let me move the keyboard up here. This could be interesting. Let me move the mic up a little bit. I don't want to cut you. No, those are the scissors. So, yeah, right there. This may work. It may not. Shouldn't have to do too much untaping. But this, literally, I have not opened this up. I saved this for you guys. And there we go. Let's try this. Where are you going? Jeez, he waits till the unboxing. Fun boxing. Anybody can do a unboxing. How many people can do a fun boxing? All right, so what do we got? Yep, shipping document. It was shipped. All right, so inside here, I'm not sure this is going to work. Oh man, what a mess. You can see that. Yeah, what's in there? I'm assuming all the pieces are there. Very large, heavy black metal device. And that is one part of the, I hope I don't drop this. This is one part of a monitor arm. And so this will be hooked up to the monitor I'm pointing at right now, an HP 21-inch monitor. No need to take all the pieces and parts out right now. But that will be part of something I have decided to invest in, and I mentioned this a few weeks back, and that was I was looking at standing desks and, the health benefits of standing desks, and did a lot of research and looked at multiple brands and got a lot of opinions in social media, because that's what you get when you ask questions. And I appreciate that very much. It helped me, people giving testimonials about what kind of standing desks they liked. And I came to the conclusion that the Uplift standing desk was the one that I was going to go with. Yeah, that doesn't say, I need an applause. Do I have any applauses? Huh? I guess that's better than nothing. Audience applause. Yes, the Uplift standing desk, after lots of research, will be the one I am going with. It's in the $600 to $700 range, depending on the accessories, and ordering directly from Uplift. I'll be getting the black desk. It's about 48 by 30 is the one I'm going to get. So it'll be about 4 feet. Like I need to show you 4 feet. It's not a fish. 4 feet wide, 4 feet long by 30 inches deep. Is that right? 4 feet across and 30 inches deep. Right now, the desk I'm working on right now is, I believe it's around 3.5 or 4, and 24 inches deep. So I will enjoy that extra additional space. Plus, I will have the monitor with the arm I just showed you. It will be up on the desk. It will be off of the desk, actually mounted to the desk. So I'll be able to move that around however I want to while I'm standing there. I'll have my monitor speakers on foam pads. I'll probably have to raise them up. I'll have to figure that out. Maybe I'll just leave them as is. And so I'm excited by that because I know it's healthier. And one of the cool little things that comes with it is a bamboo board. This is helping you explain the bamboo board. The bamboo board that you can actually rock back and forth on as you're standing. So it's going to be much more healthy than sitting here. Now there will be exceptions to me standing and doing voiceover, because a lot of times I'm doing, like today I was doing before I got on here. I did around a 7,000 word voiceover e-learning script. And it took me about an hour and a half maybe of total raw seat time of looking, referencing notes, and actually recording all of it with all the mistakes. Then, of course, got to go back and fix it in the editing process. But that's more seat time. So probably in the 4-hour range, 4 to 5 hour range when it's all said and done, cutting and delivering files. Now, if I can stand there and work and move around, think about how much healthier that will be. So while 600 to 700, I was like, initially I was thinking, man, that's a lot of money for a stand-up desk or any kind of desk. And then I realized, how much time do I spend in this room, in this studio space, doing what I do? And this will be something that will be beneficial to me. So I thought it was a good investment, did the research, got a lot of feedback, appreciated it. And so that is what I will be doing. I will be getting the Uplift standing desk, probably ordering it sometime this weekend. Good for my health, but it will also mean major studio space rearranging. Right now I've got, thank you, Doug. Appreciate you chiming in there, buddy. So yeah, I really think that right now I've got like another desk over here, and I've got my curtains in different positions. And so I'll move this table I've got my stuff on right now out of here. So I'll have to figure out what the best way to do that, and positioning the camera also. Hopefully going to try to give myself some more room. Ellie, it never fails. She knows when 5 o'clock rolls around, and she knows that I'm live, so she does this. If you're curious about that thing in the background, if you haven't heard about it yet, this is the sitting duck, who is officially, thanks to Hannah, officially named Kazoo, the sitting duck. That's right, very kazooey. Don't be a sitting duck. Don't be like Kazoo. Get up, get out, do something active. Don't wait for stuff to happen. Do stuff to make it happen. So if Kazoo could talk, that's what he would say. Don't have that sitting duck syndrome. I talked about that last week, so I'm not going to beat that into the ground. Watson has left, but before I get out of here today, today's a very special day. It's a birthday in our family. We celebrated Ellie's birthday back on the 17th of July. And we had a big to-do here on the stew, and we celebrated her. Ellie, the other golden retriever, who's barking. That'd have been a great on cue, Ellie, but you didn't do it. My son-in-law, Matt, his birthday is today. And he doesn't recall exactly how old he is, but love the guy. Married to my youngest daughter. She and he have given me 2 amazing grandkids. Oh, you got to know why I'm laughing. Jim asks, do you ever have trouble staying awake when you're working? That's an amazing question, actually, Jim. The truth is, yeah, I do. I actually do, not when I'm recording voiceovers, and it could be e-learning, it could be promo work, it could be commercial, it could be audiobook, it could be phone messaging, it could be anything. When I'm recording, my energy is up. It could be a game character. But when I get sleepy is when I am in Adobe Audition editing. That's the application I use to record and edit. When I am editing, I get groggy. I really, really do. I get sleepy. I get tired. And since I don't do coffee anymore, it usually happens after lunch, but it's not always. I try to do my editing later in the day and do all my recordings earlier. But yeah, I do actually have trouble staying awake when I start to. So yeah, you too when you're editing. It's such a strange phenomenon. It's like, that's really important. And so if I feel myself getting sleepy or groggy, I will, if I start to get a little sloppy, I will stop myself and I will set the timer on my phone for like 20 or 30 minutes. and I will take a nap in the living room, which, from the office studio is about, 20 feet out and back that way. And I will catch a power nap, and I will wake up, and I will be fired up and ready to go. So, yeah, that's how I manage the sleepiness of the editing kind of slump in the afternoon. But that was a great question. Thank you for asking that, Jim. A lot of people are thinking, how rigorous is this? You'd be surprised. Come on in here. Get in here. Watson, come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Next thing is you, buddy. Come on. Trying to get him to come in here. Come here. Come here. Watson. No, you're too close. Come here, buddy. Come here. Watson, come here. Come here. Watson. Oh, there he goes. And the monkey stays. Okay. Nice and neat. So you can see why I want to clean up the studio a bit. I may even have to get rid of the dog hair. I don't know. Maybe not. So anyway, what I was saying before, I was talking about being bored. Yeah, Rudy, exactly. The post-lunch tryptophan, that I think that's the same stuff that's in turkey, isn't it? That makes you sleepy or groggy. Yeah, it is. It's like that post-lunch thing. But even if I were doing voiceovers, my energy would be up. But there's that kind of wall I hit where, yeah, it's something's got to give. And so I give into it, and I don't try to caffeine it out or sugar it out. I just go take a short nap, and then I come back, and I'm reared up and ready to go. So, yep, I was right about the turkey thing. So what I was trying to say right before that great question, proteins are important too. Well, we have another visitor. Oh, we could have two visitors, if I can find the right camera. Miss Ellie the Barking Queen, and there is Watson. I hope I don't drop this camera. So there they are. Yeah, that's the fun boxing we just did. Yeah, that's Miss Ellie. Trying to move the camera without scaring the dogs. Ellie! Watson! Yeah, you know what? Today's your dad's birthday. Yeah, Matt's birthday. Or they don't know him as Matt, they know him as Dad. So yeah, the pretty golden girl. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle. I really don't have a way of showing it. Let me see if I can bring this down a little bit and not scare the dogs. There we go. Why are you fascinated with the mic stand? Huh? Watson, look at me, buddy. Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. And Ellie's back there trying to get something she shouldn't get. Stay out of the wiring, dear. Stay out of the wiring. All right, so anyway, tighten this thing down before it falls on the floor. Yeah, you guys can leave. Never know what's going to happen on this program. Which is the fun of doing live. I mean, come on. I have a bullet list, but, I was talking about my son-in-law's birthday, and then suddenly I'm talking about turkey and tryptophan and dogs and wiring and all kind of stuff. So anyway, today is my son-in-law's birthday, and so there's somebody else who's having a birthday next week before the next stew, and that is on August 17th, and so I wanted to do a little greeting and a happy birthday song shout out to my boy, my walking partner, my golden compadre, Watson. He'll be turning, I believe he'll be turning 6 or maybe 7. I can't remember. Anyway, happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy, 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 happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, that's the way we do birthdays around here in the studios at Troy W. Hudson. Voiceover with personality, and the puppies, the Goldens, are in the house. Ellie, what are you doing back in here? And with that, I am going to bring up a little So Long music and wish you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and puppies who may have tuned in, a very happy weekend to come. I have a bit of work to do. I want to thank you for joining me for this week's edition of the VoiceOver Weekly Stew. It is, I did well, 5:42 on the East, so about 45 minutes. You are welcome, Hannah. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Jim, and everybody else. If you happen to watch this on the replay, give me a thumbs up if you would. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you feel so inclined. And we are going to party on a little bit here. I've actually got a bunch of avocados that I need to do something with. I think I'm going to take a stab at making guacamole for the very first time. I just have to find a good recipe. Anyway, that's my weekend plans. I know it's wacky, it's crazy, but that's what's happening here. As I head into the weekend, you guys be blessed and be a blessing. We'll see you next week.